go. Hello friends, while I self-isolate or shelter in place or whatever you want to call it, again, thanks COVID, I have had a chance to play with the iPhone 12 and I have some thoughts on the design. I've got to admit, as soon as Apple announced the design for the iPhone 12, I had my doubts already. The flat edges are great to look at, they work really well on the iPad Pro, but there's a reason that no other smartphones have flat edges, and that's because your hands aren't flat. Some people love this new design, and I do agree that the iPhone 4 and 5 were the best design iPhones there's ever been. The flat edges of that design added to the all-round package that made it truly iconic. The problem is, that design was in a tiny little phone with a 4-inch screen that weighed next to nothing. We're now dealing with something with a 6.1-inch screen that weighs 183 grams and is just, frankly, uncomfortable in your hand. And I guess you have to take what I say with a little bit of a pinch of salt. I'm a bit spoilt really. The phone I had previously was the Pixel 5, which packed a 6-inch screen, almost exactly the same as the iPhone 12, but was just in a much more ergonomic and better designed phone. Admittedly, the Pixel 5 doesn't feature anywhere near the same materials that the iPhone uses, but it's truly one of the best feeling phones that I've had in my hand all year, possibly ever. And let's be honest, Google don't exactly design the best looking smartphones, do they? Their design is very utilitarian, so for something like the Pixel 5, with pretty much the same size screen to feel so much better in the hand, it really gets me thinking. Don't get me wrong, I completely understand the change. To get everything in line with the aesthetic from the iPad Pro and the new iPad Air is completely understandable from a design-focused company like Apple. I'm just not convinced that it works very well. The iPhone and the iPad are things that you use completely differently, and flat edges, I can't get used to them. I also can't help thinking that if Apple hadn't changed the design for the iPhone 12, how many people would be motivated to buy it? A lot of the times when they release an S-cycle phone, they change the colours just so people can show off to say that they've got the new phone. Could this be the case with the iPhone 12? Impossible to say, but when you need growth at all costs, it means changes for change's sake. Design is more important to Apple than probably many other smartphone manufacturers. They've always had this design of equal forehead and chin bezels with a round home button that was quintessentially an iPhone that you could pick out in a crowd. They've moved on in modern times obviously to the all screen with the notch in the top, which again is still quintessentially an iPhone. So perhaps this move is to further signify that this is definitely an iPhone and you can pick it out in a crowd. I still have a long way to go with reviewing the device. My hatred of the design is simmering down a little bit and I am getting used to it, but I just can't really see where Apple can build the value into this new design. The chamfered edges of the iPhone 5 would have helped. Maybe the iPhone 12 mini is going to be a little bit better in the hand and feel better because it's going to be a lot smaller and lighter. I don't really know, but I'm really just not a fan of this new design and I wonder how many of you out there are. Let me know in the comments down below whether I'm being an idiot, whether you find it uncomfortable as well. We're not quite at a stage where we should start another iPhone gate, but let's see. I'll work on the review some more. Hopefully I'll have it out in the next week or so, but until then, take the very best care of yourself, my friends, and I'll see you all very soon.